Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Walled Lake Northern High School. Today is August 24th, 2017, and we're here to kick off the 2017 high school football season in this Week 1 matchup between the South Lyon Lions and the Walled Lake Northern Knights. I'm Dan Pelchat alongside Brian McPhee. We got Matt Boyer on camera, and merry football day, right?
Oh, yes. I've been looking forward to this all summer long, and someone turned the weather down a little bit, so it feels like football weather, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And I think we were talking about it off camera. You wake up with a little extra hop in your step today.
Oh, you sure do. You know, you're excited for the kids. There's some kids first time on varsity, other guys there last time. So you got a mix of excitement out there, and they're anxious to see them snap the ball here tonight.
You know, that's a great point I hadn't thought about. Yeah, I definitely remember my first game, of my junior year, and definitely remember that opening night of senior year too. So great call. The kids have got to be fired up.
Oh, yeah. And there's about 5 kids that were brought up from the JV team that they're going to be really excited tonight and waiting for that first snap.
Yeah.
So, every team always has sophomores on it, maybe even a freshman, but they really got to come out and play as a team and forget about that stuff and just go out and play football.
You know, the nerves usually settle down after that first hit. I know you did some homework on the matchup. I really appreciate that. I did a little bit. I looked up. I knew we hadn't played this team a whole lot. The overall season series is 2-2. The Lions won the first 2. Walled Lake Northern has won the last 2. And truth be told, Walled Lake Northern has really elevated themselves to a power in the area, for a school that's really only been around for 20 years or so.
Yes, they finished second in the conference last year to Walled Lake Western. They were 6-3, a playoff team. They lost to Pinckney in the first round. And this year they've got a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback for them, but they do have returners on the defensive side. And last year they were real stingy. They only gave up 183 points. Wow. So that's going to be a challenge for us with a sophomore quarterback out there. And but we do have some experience on the line. You got Trevor Weiss out there, who's being looked at by a lot of schools, and a big kid, and so that's nice to have anchoring the line out there.
Yeah. Now, and I know we had a little bit of change up in the coaching staff too. Things happen, and we know Van Dyke had to move on, unfortunately. This year we didn't get a chance to do our preseason interviews with the coaches. I'm definitely bummed out about that. Can you give us a little insight on what's going on with the offensive coordinator position?
Well, coordinator's real new. I get to see him at a couple of the scrimmages, and you talk about a bunch of excitement.
Okay.
I mean, he looks like he could suit up and play still.
Wow.
So he brings a lot of excitement to the team, and him being new and some other guys being new, they get to start and grow their career here together. So I don't think we're going to see a difference in the offense that we ran. We'll just see a difference in play calling, if you will.
Well, we'll cut it short as we head to the national anthem. We'll be back with the opening kickoff of 2017 in a moment. And we are underway as number 81, Brendan Locke, gets us going for the 2017 season. Our first in the Lakes Valley Conference, and a big return for Northern Balls on the ground.
Kickoff return by number 5, Carson Hasslinger.
Carson Hasslinger on the return for Northern, and a pretty decent one at that.
Number 25, Jake Newman.
Jake Newman, one of the sophomores that came up, and I'm sure he's glad to get that first hit out of the way.
Just underway here, first quarter.
Lions in the road whites with the blue and gold trim. Walled Lake Northern in the black on black with the white trim. The 5th meeting between these two high schools. Looks like number 33, Chad Burton at quarterback for the Knights. Give us to 11. Chandler Holloway, yes.
11, Chandler Holloway.
Chandler Holloway is going to be a pretty busy man here tonight from the preseason reports on him.
Jack Schaefer and 35, David Rendy for the Lions.
You want to get your big stars involved early.
Took about 3 on the play.
And that first play is always a little telltale to who's hitting hardest.
For the Knights.
Knights looking at 2nd and 6. They're going to go on the double pass, it looks like.
Brendan Shelby.
Nearly, and they are going to rule it a line interception on the tip.
Number 11, Chandler Holloway.
That's a name we remember.
Oh, yeah, Will Kelly, a senior. What a way to start off your first possession.
Huge play by the Lion defense, way to get back. You really don't, maybe you should. I wasn't really looking for the trick play early. You get the home run with it, that's great. But now the Lions, with decent field position, very similar to what the Knights had after a good kick return, and now we get to take a look at this new Lion offense.
Yep, and it's going to be anxious to see how they come out and what they run out from the get-go here.
Now that may be a fumble, and it is. Oh boy, what a disaster. My first reaction was that looked like a backward throw.
Yep, and the refs let it go, and they're calling it that. So
complete to number 24, Will Kelly.
We just try to turn over ourselves and then turn it right back over to them. So we're going to have to shake this off and see how we respond to it.
Yeah, you just chalk it up to, as if we would have gave up the big play here. And now the tough part on the offense is you got to just completely forget about all that.
Right, because they're going to get the ball back here after the extra point and the kickoff, and just need to regroup and forget about that play.
Number 11, Chandler Holloway, on for the extra point. Beautiful fall evening here tonight.
And the extra point by number 11, Chandler.
And it is up and good. So 11:09 remaining in this first quarter. And the Knights draw first blood on the turnover. Fumble taken back for 6.
It was interesting, first play of the game, they wanted to go outside. And Walled Lake Northern has 2 linebackers that are returning from last year's team, which, again, as I said earlier in the pregame, are very stingy in the points they give up. So they may want to try to spread it out early and open up and set up that inside game.
Number 20, Nick Bonkowski to kick off for the Knights. Deep to return, number 5 for the Lions, Ian Goings. And I remember that name from JV last year. He did not get that one as it went to number 28, Jack Schaefer.
Number 28, Jack Schaefer.
Lions will start 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
34 is Zach Hargis. And number 25, Alex Hunt, also helping out. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Lions at their own 35-yard line.
Connor Fracassi, number 16 at quarterback for the Lions. Ian Goings, the tailback behind him. Fracassi going to keep it. He'll pick up a couple there as he fouled at his tailback.
Quarterback keeper number 16, Connor Fracassi. And on the tackle,
you may just want to get a little confidence with that exchange and handling the ball back there for a sophomore.
Play, 2nd and 8.
Certainly makes sense after the unfortunate start, especially with a sophomore. But he'll settle in. 4 wide for the Lions. Single back out of the pistol. Give to Goings. He stood up almost immediately.
He stopped right there at the line of scrimmage.
Ian Goings. In on the tackles for the Knights, number 6, Ryan Grundy, and 51.
Ryan Grundy in on the stop, and you said it earlier, Brian, and you can see it already that these guys at the linebacker position are ready to fill the hole.
Just under 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, and their experience is paying off for them as well.
Yeah, that's a good point here, especially they've been here before, whereas we got some younger kids here experiencing it for the first time. Fracassi's pass overthrown. Had a look at him.
He did. He has a big target there in 81 with Brendan Locke at 6'4", but just got maybe a little excited and overthrew that one.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. Locke, another name I remember from JV last year. I believe JV, he was a freshman. But that JV team had a heck of a season last year.
Well, they sure did. They had a lot of tough kids on there.
The Knights, number 5,
and they deserve to be up where they're at. So
24.
High hanger, beautiful punt, called for fair catch at about the 20. Number 5, Carson Hesslinger. And I missed who was on that punt for us. Brian, did you catch that?
I did not.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Will Kelly was back and was our kicker, and I believe that was 35 down there on the coverage.
Your score with 9:35 to play in this first quarter. Walled Lake Northern 7, South Lyon 0. If you're just joining us, Northern got the ball first. Had a decent return, went with the trick play with the end-around pass. It was intercepted, but the Lions returned the favor on a busted screen pass that was really a lateral and was ran in for a touchdown by the Knights.
Quarterback handoff to number 21, Cameron Lipsit. In on the tackle for the Lions, number 79, Cole Stalter.
Cole Stalter in on the stop for South Lyon there.
Second 11 for the Knights.
Loss of 1 brings up 2nd and 11 as we approach the 9-minute mark of the first quarter.
Our D-line's nothing too shabby. We got some pretty good size up there, so hopefully they'll match up well out here.
Yeah, 73's a big boy down there, and a pass complete.
Quarterback Shelby's pass complete to number 2, Justin Swinehart.
Justin Swinehart on the receiving end of that pass.
Jake Newman on the tackle.
Jake Newman on the stop.
We good enough first down for the Knights, 1st and 10 at their
Knights will have it 1st and 10 at their own 33. 73 down there, Trevor Weiss, you mentioned in the pregame. And he's definitely all that 6'5".
And he's pushing that center back.
Yes, that's going to be a long day for him.
Quarterback pass complete to number 15.
Looked like 35 in the stop for us there.
Brought down by
David Rendy.
5, David Rendy, and number 2, Michael Dancer.
2nd and short, though, and that's what the Knights are looking for.
Yep, they're going to try to control this ball and move it down the field. Their offense isn't as wide open as it used to be with the new offensive coordinator. So they're going to eat up some clock, and we need to find a stop here.
Trips to the near side, Knights out of the gun. Little option up the middle of the tailback. Not much there, maybe a yard or 2.
21.
Make it 3rd and short.
Lives it, the ball carrier. In on the tackle.
It looked like Jack Schaefer on the
28, Jake Schaefer. Number 7, Mitch Kumros for the Lions.
Number 7, Brendan Shelby at quarterback now for Northern. Again, they'll go trips to the near side. Quarterback designed keeper, and he's going to have enough for the first down. It looks like he's to the 44.
A tough yard, but you give him all the credit for that one because he got hit at the line and kept going. Kept those feet going and got the first down.
That's a tough play to defend there in a short yardage situation. You got all the momentum. As much as you want to keep your feet going, that you haven't had a whole lot of room to get them going, defensively at least.
Exactly.
1st and 10 for the Knights near the 45. Screen pass. And that's number 11 you told us about, Chandler Halloway. And he's able to create some space. And it's going to be Will Kelly who catches up with him, but not before number 11, Chandler Halloway, gets inside the Lion red zone down to about the 14-yard line.
He had a wrestling match for about the last 10 yards with Will Kelly there, and it just wasn't going to go down.
Chandler before he reaches the
Yeah, Halloway only listed at 5'10", but he appears to play a little larger than that.
He sure does.
Well, tough.
Go ahead, Brian. We're going to have to get an answer for that and either have someone shadow him or just seal up those ends better.
Well, in a tough spot here early on for this Lion defense. Of course, they weren't on the field for the first score, but now they find themselves trying to be in a bend but don't break here inside their own red zone. Quarterback looks like a design draw. Going to bounce it outside, find some space, tight ropes it in for the touchdown. Number 7, Brendan Shelby, puts the Knights up 13-0 with 6:12 to play here in the first quarter.
Well, you got to give Northern credit for having a good drive down there, mixing the plays up. The quarterback there did a good job of getting out there and making it happen.
Yeah, it didn't look like he had the corner. Makes a little move and then just tight roped it in along the far side.
And he had good blocking out there to make a space for him.
No, that's a great point. Holloway's extra point is good.
And good. Knights extend their lead by 7.
So we'll step out for a quick second, but your score, the Knights 14, the Lions 0, 6:12 to play here in the first quarter. Knights will kick it off, a short blooper, fielded at about the 30-yard line. Looks like 28 for the Lions.
That's Jack Schaefer again.
Kickoff return by number 28, Jack Schaefer.
Lions will have great field position here to start, about the 38-yard line. Interesting moment, we missed it on camera, and you'll see it every once in a while, maybe once or twice a year, but the official not playing around, the band playing as they went to kick that ball off, and he blew it dead right away. So the refs are firing on all cylinders here in week 1.
Well, that's good. We won't have them to blame for any wrongdoings.
Well, at least not yet, right?
Yeah, right.
Lions will come out in the gun. Give his to Goings. He'll pick up 3 or 4 there. He took a pretty good shot there.
Yeah, he did. He cut through that hole. He got to it quick, and that's his forte, is quickness.
25, Alex Hunt. Number 3, Peter Justemir.
We'll call it 2nd and a long 5. Approaching 5:45 to play now in this first quarter. Lions trail the Knights of Walled Lake Northern 14-0.
5 yards for the Lions. 2nd and 5, ball at their own 43-yard line.
Fracassi looked like tried to sell the draw and went to the option of Goings, and he's gobbled up in the backfield.
Yeah, they did a good job of closing down that end and getting pursuit in there, and Goings didn't have a chance.
3-yard loss on the play. 3rd and 9.
This is where an experienced defense, they know reads, and they do a good job of sniffing that out. And their quickness to responding to what's going on is what's helping Northern right now.
Yeah, defending that option's all about trusting your friends, and they read that, like you said, sniffed it out, and the right guy was there. So long 3rd down now, 3rd and 9. Fracassi rolls to the near side. Oh, that's going to be picked off by number 5, Carson Hasslinger. That's a name we've heard a couple times already. And, what can you say? I mean, he read it like a book.
Oh, he did. And that's something Fracassi's going to have to learn, to look off receivers and throw that ball a little quicker. You're going to throw it to a spot instead of to a guy. And I think that's what happened there, and the defensive man just read it the entire way.
Yeah, no, and I mean, we don't pretend to be pros up here, but I mean, and not to beat a dead horse, but you just saw the experience of that Northern defense take advantage of a sophomore quarterback at the varsity level. And you can tell Fracassi's got the talent and the skills, and the mental part will come.
Oh yeah, he's getting better every practice they had, every scrimmage they had. He had a good summer, and he's going to get better throughout this game. Yeah. I guarantee you.
I completely agree. Let's see how this Lion defense responds. They're down 2 scores, and we got a stoppage on the field here. It is a timeout, South Lyon. They're first, and we'll step out and take a little break too. 4:35 to play first quarter. Lions trail the Knights 14-0. And we welcome you back to Walled Lake Northern High School. Northern starting on the Lions side of the 50, down about the 32. Little shake and bake from the quarterback, number 7, Brendan Shelby. And a gashing quarterback keeper down inside the 15.
Well, and Jake Newman made a touchdown-saving tackle there because he was one-on-one with him, and he shook the blocker that he was on him, and he made a nice, sure tackle there. unfortunately, after about a 15-yard gain.
Yeah, it looked like a design pass to me, at least. Not that I claim to be an offensive coordinator, and then it looked like the quarterback just read the gap and took it.
Well, he did, and he shook the blitzing linebacker that we had in there and just took off.
And here's another read option to the corner. Oh, he takes a shot on the far side, and that's Will Kelly again.
That is, and he delivered a heck of a shot, knocking him out of bounds there. Unfortunately, he already got the first down, so it'll be first and goal.
First and goal for the Knights around the 2-yard line as they look to add to their 14-point lead. 4:02 left to play in this first quarter.
First and goal for the Knights.
And the tailback, number 21, Cameron Libzit is in. 20-0 with the extra point to follow.
Well, sometimes you just can't beat experience, but like I said, hopefully our guys will be getting plenty of it here in the first half, and just have to keep their heads up and keep playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Try and take a deep breath. It's so much easier said than done up here. I can imagine. We'll let this extra point go, and we'll relive some glory days here in a moment. Holloway for the extra point is up, and it is good. We were talking about first varsity games, and let me tell you about Boyer and ours. We welcomed in an unknown Lansing Sexton team to us, and we were in a very similar situation, and it didn't get any better. They put one on us. They put one on us pretty bad. I want to say it was about 47 or 49-0. But we bounced back that season, ended up being KVC champs. So you can learn a lot, but sometimes it's just one of those days.
Oh, yeah. And, there's 9 games to this season.
Yes.
We're only in the first quarter here.
Yep.
So these guys are playing tough. They're not backing down. None of them had their chins on their chest. So
no, absolutely not.
And that's the coach's job to keep them engaged and teaching them.
Yep. And I mean, we can't stress this enough how young this team is. And I mean, I had heard it coming up to it this season, and I think that's just a big part of what we're seeing here so far. Number 20 on to kickoff, Nick Bonkowski. Deep to return for South Lyon. Number 5, Ian Goings. Looks like it's number 2. He's got a lane.
That's Dancer.
Michael Dancer, another name that really was impressive last year at the JV level, and actually got some time up here last year.
Yeah, a tough kid. Really good football skills, and he's anxious to see how he does up here at the varsity level.
That kickoff returned by number 2, Michael.
Lions have had pretty good starting field position. They'll start at their own 40 here. 3:46 to play first quarter. Lots of time left, but the Lions find themselves in a 21-0 hole on the road here against Walled Lake Northern. Number 16, Connor Fracassi at quarterback. Sophomore gives it to Ian Goings, number 5.
And they're running behind Trevor Weiss, but he's got double teamed out there, and it's a tough road to hoe.
Well, and I mean, I haven't been keeping track of his play count, but I don't care if you're in the best condition, 140 pounds, 5'10", or 6'5", 300. You're going both ways. It's going to wear on you eventually.
Oh yeah.
Number 9 split out here to the near side. That's James Haddock, the junior wideout. Fracassi. Looked like it was an option, but he gave it to Goings. Not much there. Loss of a couple. Maybe back to about the original line of scrimmage. We'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Helping out Shane is 58, Marco Savone. Put the ball up and make it 3rd and 10 for the Lions.
And that D-line is showing what speed can do as well. They got a couple of 200, 210 pounders down there, and they're just getting in there so quickly.
Lions face a 3rd and 10 at their own 40. Fracassi mishandles a snap, gets a great bounce back up to him. Wisely will just get rid of it.
Quarterback's passing.
I know they're asking for a flag as far as and there it comes.
And there's a flag.
Well, I'm glad they threw it before I sounded like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm really good at that.
Right.
So
intentional grounding there on Fracassi.
Well, it will be a loss of down too, so it's going to be 4th down and forever. But, just to give us a little bit of a break up here, with all the different rules at the different levels of football we watch, I'm up here thinking, hey, he's outside the tackle box, and the ball made it to the line of scrimmage. I think we're good. Not the case.
Right. You got to have a receiver within 15 or 20 yards there. And I don't think that it was I think that he was awkward and he didn't have the arm strength the way he was running to get the ball out far enough.
Yeah. Probably had a little bit more time than he thought he did too, but Will Kelly back to punt. Nice end over end kick. Takes a
nice roll up and
fielded just about as best as it could be. And the return man, number 5, Carson Hasslinger, across midfield to the Lion 48-yard line.
It's brought down by number 25, Jake Newman of the Lions. That punt return just gets him inside the 50-yard line at the 48. Knights ball, 1st and 10.
Lions student section trying to get the defense going over there. Good turnout. There's a little bit of a hike out here.
And I think we're winning that battle of the student spirit sections right now, so that's good to see.
I agree. Pass complete. And number 11, Chandler Holloway, just
number 11, Chandler Holloway at the far sideline.
Really impressive.
Pushed him out there.
Yes, nice play by Michael to catch up to him, but looked like a little bit of a post flag route.
We got to try to get a little bit more of a rush on that quarterback. You get that kind of time, that's how you complete those long passes.
Well, right, you're going to find somebody eventually. Yeah. 1:47 and counting to play in this first quarter. Lions find themselves in a 21-0 hole, and the Knights knocking on the door of the red zone here again. Trips to the near side. Number 7, Brendan Shelby hands it to 21. That's Cameron Lisbeth. Not much there.
No, and that's a little success for the defensive line, the whole defensive unit, to stop right at the goal line there, or at the line of scrimmage. I'm sorry.
Brought down by number 73, Trevor Weiss of the Lions.
Trevor Weiss in there and brings up 2nd and 10. Low snap, handled, but he's under pressure. Able to buy some time on the spin move, and his pass is knocked down. Oh, boy.
Well, they almost had him, and he squirted out of there. That would have been a great play to get a sack behind the line of scrimmage like that.
Ball's incomplete. Make a 3rd down for the Knights. Nice defensive effort by the Lions, nipping out that play.
Now, the Knights haven't been at 3rd and long yet today. We'll see what they come out with. I'd watch for Holloway.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Well, and I mean, the designed play may be to him, but you also got to watch out for 7. He's proved Brendan Shelby. If he sees enough room, he'll take it.
He'll pull it down and run.
Absolutely. Trips to the near side. Shelby will have a tailback to his right out of the gun. 3-step drop under pressure. Floats one up, intercepted.
Interception.
Number 25.
Jake Newman.
Just like his older brother used to. Big play for the Lion defense confidence-wise and the team as a whole there. Nice stop.
I know a family over there is screaming their heads off right now. But that was a great play by the whole defense. They got the quarterback running, and he just threw a pass they shouldn't have thrown. He was trying to get rid of it, and Jake stepped up and made a great play and brought it back up to the 20-yard line. So
sometimes you just need a little spark there. It can come from special teams, can come from defense. Big play in the red zone there for the Lion defense. Let's see if the Lion offense can build on it. Fracassi back to pass, going to look for the big man, nearly picked off there. Now that's number 15, Brian. I don't have a 15
we don't have
on
him on
mine.
the roster here, so I don't know if he switched jerseys up with somebody.
Number 5, Carson Hessler.
Well, that's. We apologize for that. I promise you, I efforted getting the most up-to-date roster before I came out here today.
We'll see if we can't get that answer for you before too long here.
Thanks, Brian. That's why he's the best color guy in the business. He knows people. Again, we thank you very much for joining us here at Walled Lake Northern High School. I'm Dan Pelchat alongside Brian McPhee and Matt Boyer on camera on this LVCsports.com presentation. Pass complete to the far side to number 81. That's Brendan Locke.
Brought down by number 3, Peter Jesdemir.
Third and manageable here, Brian. I mean, it is. I mean, it's medium. You know, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it here, but third and medium.
And they're going to let the clock run out and take a little time and talk about it on the sideline here. Not a bad play at all. Settle the kids down, let them know what they're in for, and dial something up here.
Yeah, you got 3rd and 5 plays in the book, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll step out to your score after 1. Walled Lake Northern 21, South Lyon nothing. We'll be back in the second quarter here in a moment. Just underway here in the second quarter. Big 3rd down and 5. Oh, and the pass sailed on him a little bit. Intercepted by number 10, Brian Bonkowski. He's been doing a big hit there at the end.
Will Kelly again with another big hit.
Yeah, and he may have jarred the ball loose, but the officials are saying he was clearly down.
Yes, he was.
Unfortunate turnover for the Lions, and the defense will be in another tough situation here with 11:49 to play in the second quarter. And the Northern Knights on a short field. They'll start at the Lion 27.
I think the defense might have got a little confidence in that last stand with the interception and a few making the quarterback rush.
Little screen pass here to the near side. 71 in there. Garrett Hurt. Couple other Lions.
24, Will Kelly. And number 36, Ben.
You know, for some of our viewers that don't know, Brian, and I don't recall if they did this when Timmy went through. I'm sure they did, but the Father's Dinner on the first week there with the logos on the helmets and stuff. What a great idea!
Yeah, that's a great experience for both the dads and the kids, and puts things into perspective, and ties them together and part of the program and that. So we're back to the play here.
Out of the gun here for the Knights. Give to the tailback 21. Cameron Lisbeth again with the carry. Not much there.
Quarterback handoff, number 21, Cameron Liebzeit.
Libzeit. I've been saying that wrong all night, so we'll try and correct that. Libzeit, 21, the tailback.
79, Cole.
Yeah, that is a great program that they do. They've been doing it, they did it in Tim's year, and it's something Coach Henson has brought to the program here, and they coach them up on a lot more than just football.
Yep.
You know, and I think you see that amongst these kids. I hear from teachers in the classrooms, the football players just stand out a little different sometimes.
That's great to hear, because it hasn't always been that way. Not just at South Lyon, but just the stereotype of people who play sports in general.
Flags on the play.
Flags down.
Against the Knights.
Going to back the Knights up 5 here.
Moves the ball back 5 yards, make it 3rd and long for
3rd down and about 15, we'll call it. Knights got to get to the Lion 17. Holloway in motion,
Holloway.
Yep. And it's a read option pitch to Holloway. And we'll get to see what kind of leg Holloway has maybe.
Yeah. Well, Michael Dancer had a pretty good job of turning that back inside. I know he wanted to make the tackle, but it was good turning it back into his buddies and limited the yardage that Holloway got there.
They're right in between the hash marks here, so it'll be interesting to see. It looks as if they're going to keep the offense on the field, though. Looks like, it'd be about, here comes some math for you, 42-yarder. No. Yeah, I guess, yeah, about that. They're going to go for it. Out of the gun. Has it isolated. That's offensive. How are you going to let them get away with that up 21?
I don't know. That was right in front of the referee. Right in front of him. I mean, the coaches are going to be a little upset over that one.
I'll go to my grave.
Take that back what we said earlier.
Yeah. The discrimination against defensive backs will just never end.
No. I understand the rules have changed to protect receivers from getting clotheslined and those types of things.
Absolutely.
But, that was a blatant push-off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, granted, we had a pretty good look at it from up here. I'll give you that. We got a great spot up here. Extra point is partially blocked and no good. So nice effort there. Lions ain't going anywhere here. Just
special teams effort by the Lions.
A bad break on that first possession. A little bit of a
still the Knights tack up.
Got away with one on that one for sure on the third down, fourth down in forever. And with 9:10 to play here in the second quarter, the Lions trail the Knights 27-0. Goings will field the kick at about the 12. Out past the 25 to the 30. Out to the 35, maybe the 36. Before he's brought down by number, looks like 96 we'll go with. But I don't have a 96. So,
56.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shane Ladino.
All right.
Lions ball, 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. 9:03 till halftime.
First and 10 South Lyon. They'll have trips to the near side. Connor Fracassi with Ian Goings at tailback to his right. The give is to Goings. Looked like he had an eye away just for a flash, but credit the Knights. Like you said, that speed was right there.
They can get him to the second level. The Knights will have problems catching him.
Pickup of 1 on the play.
I like the intensity the Lions are still playing with. I mean, you're down 27 points, and they're still coming out and lining it up and playing their hearts out here. So, like I said, a lot of experience being gained here in this first half.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's a prideful program. They're going to finish strong. Going up, intercepted. It looks like intended for number 15, Ronnie Menard. We were able to pick that up. Thank you, Brian. But Fracasse's pass intercepted by number 3, Peter Jezdemir. So the Knights will take over 1st and 10 at their own 33. 8:19 left to play here in the second quarter.
I like how they're trying to stretch the field, but they're going to have to work with him, show him the film, and see what they need to do to improve on these long passes. Maybe look them off, come to the second level receiver is going to help them out.
Well, it's very difficult to pick that up as we get a stoppage on the field. It's going to be a timeout. South Lyon, their second, I believe. And we'll take a quick break, too. 8:19 to play second quarter. Lions trail 27-0. Back to the action here. Knights come out of the gun. Twins to each side to give up the middle. Looks like 36, the ball carrier, Reese Moran.
Ball carrier by number 36, Reese Moran. Tackled by 28, Jack Schaefer of the Lions.
Jack Schaefer in there to make the stop.
75 for the Knights. Clock winding down, just under 8 minutes.
Flag down. I was going to say, something looked different about that line there.
He's talking to the center like maybe he was moving the ball around and trying to draw the defense off sides.
And it
the ref didn't like that.
Well, in the way he was talking to it looked like he maybe brought it up already.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, I told you.
Yeah, those kind of calls usually get a warning.
Right.
5-yard garden variety type.
Ryan Gill getting them all excited down there. That's senior leadership right there for you.
Couldn't agree more. Now he's down ready to get back after it. Knights come out of the gun again. 2nd down and about 8. Dump off to the tailback, incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd down now.
Quarterback's pass intended for number 21.
7:21 left to play in this second quarter.
You know, that might have been a sign of some of those earlier hits by Will Kelly. I don't know that that kid wanted to catch a ball. It didn't look like it was that hard to catch. I mean, it was low, but Will Kelly was coming up on him.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just want to just peek a little bit, see how much time you got, right?
Right, exactly. I would not want to get hit by Will Kelly.
No, he enjoys it. So, quarterback buying time, finds some groom. Going to have the 1st down across midfield. Looked like 28. That's Schaefer again, I believe. Yep. But not before Shelby picks up the night 1st down into Lyon territory to about the 46-yard line.
We're going to have to get an answer to that scrambling quarterback of people either staying home or a little change up on those blitzes. And again, that's experience out there of the kids knowing who's doing what. Because usually there's an assignment when someone's blitzing, someone else has to fill that gap.
Flag down for delay of game, yep. They were trying to hurry, but...
Well, it didn't look like he got the personnel they wanted in that for that play. The coaches on the sideline were yelling for a player, and you got to be ready.
Called against the Knights.
You know, and we saw it a couple times yesterday. A couple of people missing assignments on the punt team or whatever on both sides, and it's a little different now. The teams don't have the numbers like we used to, but that's how you lose a position real quick.
Oh yeah.
Knights will line up 1st and 15. Now back at their own 49 out of the gun. Back to pass. Looks like they were possibly setting up a screen. That's the quarterback, Brendan Shelby again.
Number 7, Brendan Shelby, knocked out of bounds.
See where they mark it. Just a couple yards past the original line of scrimmage will make it 2nd down and 8.
Well, we had a good rush on there by Brett Bender, number 40. He just needed to take a little different angle out there and keep the quarterback inside. He let him get outside of him. Again, those are things that the coaches will coach them up on, and we'll see how they react to them.
Holloway in motion. They'll give it to him.
Holloway's got it.
Brought down about the 40. Looks like number 35,
Chandler Holloway.
David Rendy.
Number 35, David Rendy.
Makes it 3rd down. We'll call it 4.
It is 2nd and 4 for the Knights.
6:20 now and counting to play in this second quarter. Lions trail Northern 27-0. Shelby again out of the gun, hits the screen, incomplete. We'll make it 4th down.
For number 15, Thomas Poland.
You know, I will give this defense some credit out here in that we only really have 3 returning starters to varsity out there with Kelly, Gill, and I think we got Weiss out there. So all of these kids, it's their first varsity football game.
It's a different level. I mean, even coming up through the ranks, I mean, you move up through Panthers, you get to freshman football, it's a different level. Freshman to JV, I mean, not to badmouth JV, but it's, bad snap on the punt, and the Lions can, heck of an effort by the punter to get that off. He was looking for the roughing, but the Lions had gotten a piece of it, so that doesn't matter.
Up by number 25, Jake Newman.
Well, the Lions line up with some decent field position here now with 5:48 to play in the second quarter. Offense is going to start at their own 41-yard line on a botched snap. Special teams and turnovers
First and 10.
and penalties, excuse me. I know not to hit all the cliches, but in that first week usually really can jump up and bite you.
Oh, yeah. A lot of these kids playing their first varsity game together. So you got cohesiveness, you got timing issues, you got all those kind of things that you can practice it all day long. You get live. It's
a different
like
animal.
brand new.
Yeah. Lock on the jet sweep will be brought down for a loss of 4.
Loss about 4 on the play, 2nd and 14.
You talk about the different levels. There's not a big difference necessarily in size between JV and varsity, but the speed at which things happen out there is so much quicker.
Yeah, that's a great
And that's what you got to get used to.
Yep. Fracassi going to roll to the right. He's under pressure. Find some time. Going to take it and just step out of bounds. Probably a wise decision.
Ball carried by number 16, Connor Fracassi.
Looked like he was able to pick up a couple over there at least.
Ran out of bounds by the Knights' number 8, Philip Grundy. Picked up 2 on the play, 3rd and long for the Lions.
Trips to the near side for Fracassi. Under attack. Looks like number 25, Alex Hunt.
Quarterback 16, Fracassi.
Just mauled his way in there.
Oh, he did. He pretty much came in untouched.
In the backfield by number 25, Alex Hunt for the Knights.
Lions will be forced into a punting situation.
4 and 30 till halftime.
Deep to return is Carson Hasslinger for the Knights. It's a name we've heard plenty of here in this first half. See what Kelly can do here. He's had some nice ones already, and it's another good one. Hasslinger looking for some space. Finds a little. He'll fight his way across midfield to about the 48. He'll mark him at the 48.
Tackled by number 7, Mitch.
4:06 left to play in this first half. Lions trail the Knights 27-0.
And 15, Ronnie Menard helping out.
Five wide here for the Knights. Out of the gun. Quick screen, not going to get much there. Maybe 3.
Quarterback pass complete to number
David
21.
Rende, again, pretty good coverage on that.
Yeah.
In on the tackle, 35, David Rende, and number 28, Jack Schaefer for the Lions.
Schaefer with a nice assist in there, too. 2nd down and 7.
Hey, the Clifford Smart Trojans and the Multi-Lake Gators, please start making your way down to the north end zone. And there they are. Thank you.
Option to the near side. Was that Gill that got in there so fast? Lions trying to rip that ball out of there.
Quarterback pitch out to number 21, Cameron Liebzeit.
Liebzeit able to pick up the first down to about the 34. I'll tell you what, though, Ryan Gill.
Oh, he almost busted that play up.
Yes, sir.
Quarterback did a good job of getting the ball out to the pitch man.
Yeah, that option offense isn't for all quarterbacks, you know. Not only do you got to have some wheels, you got to have a little bit of a chin on you, too.
Yep.
2:55 and counting. Knights fire to the flag route, just out of reach for Halloway.
Pass intended for number 11.
Good coverage there by number 2, Michael Dancer. Looked like 25. Jake Newman on the block. Brings up 2nd and 10 from, looks like just inside the 35. Shelby gonna roll to the far side. Under pressure.
Oh.
Someone got home. Is that 36?
That
Yes,
was
sir.
Ben Buckler.
Woo!
And he put a lick on that quarterback there, I'll tell you that. And a bunch of his buddies were in there also.
That's right.
They were pushing that line back. This defense is getting a little attitude
7
about
Shelby
themselves, I
ball
think.
carrier.
I
Huh?
like it. I think everyone starts to get a little fired up, eyes a little bigger when you realize you got a shot at the QB there.
Right.
Bring up a 3rd, and I'm just eyeballing it. We'll call it 19. Yeah, they got it 18 on the board. Hey,
That's good.
we're almost mid-season form.
Right. They rounded down, you rounded up.
I'm a homer. Oh, they throw the backside screen. He's got a little room. Great open field tackle. Looks like Newman in 7.
Morris.
21, Cameron leads
Number
us.
7 there, Mitch Kamaris.
Yes.
In on the tackle.
Way to get
Lions,
back.
Number 7,
Yep.
Mitch Camaros. And 25, Jake Newman.
Look, kind of no man's land here, even though you're up multiple possessions. Might see the Knights just go for it here. 1:20 and counting left to play in this first half.
They're probably not interested in giving the ball back to us, and just as soon go in the locker room 27 zip.
We'll get a timeout on the field. We'll take a break as well as the Knights call a timeout. 1:05 to play second quarter. Knights leading it 27-0. 4th down and 8 for the Knights out of the gun. And forced a bad pass there, 28. And looked like 7.
Intended for 21.
Jack Schaefer had the rush on there.
Ball's incomplete, turnover down. So the
Lions will take over. They got a minute, 2 seconds before the half. They got a timeout left.
We'll see if we can't do something to get a little confidence and build some momentum here with this last possession.
I'd love to see, sometimes it can turn into a big play. You go draw. Yeah, Matt Boyer on camera says, let's see that screen pass. I agree. Let's see what we go here. 5 wide. Oh, it's got a little room.
He does.
Nice.
And he
Shake
picks
and
up a
bake,
first
picks
down.
up 11. That'll stop the clock for a moment.
The ball carrier.
55 seconds till they move the chains. Lions have 1 timeout. Now they're going to wind it a little early on us. Thanks a lot, pal.
And a timeout called by the Knights.
Okay. Well, the Knights.
Thank you, Knights.
Yeah. Fracassi out of the gun. Nice sell on the handoff to number 4, Ryan Gill.
Ball carrier.
Lions are going to hurry up and line up as we're about 40 seconds now left in this second quarter.
Cassie's showing some toughness there, holding the ball and putting his head down and go.
Selling the fake handoffs really well, too. Going to buy some time here to the near side. Little floater. Oh! Tough catch there to make by Gill.
Yeah, and good job deflecting it because there were 2 Knights sitting there waiting for it.
Covered by number 40.
26 and a half seconds left to play in this first half. Lions looking at a 3rd and a long 5.
Well, the encouraging thing is we've got some opportunities out there, and it's about executing them. The Lions holding them, giving them a little bit of time. Rolling out helps them as well. and it's just a matter of finding those receivers and settling down, throwing the ball out there to them.
Trips to the near side for Fracassi. Under duress. Had Will Kelly in the neighborhood, so no intentional grounding. 19.5 left here in the first half. Lions will face a fourth down.
Rushing that pass, number 51, Tommy Larson for the Knights. Bringing a fourth down.
Lions going to go for it. Airs it out. As a man, it's number 81, Brendan Locke, and he's in for the house call. Lions draw some blood with 12 seconds left in the first half.
Wow, what a way to end the first half here. Two sophomores connecting up, and that was a perfect pass, perfect route run there. And they had a little bit of a rush on him, and Fracassi stood in there and delivered a strike.
It was a beautiful pass, hit him in stride, and Locke, you give him an opportunity like that, at least on the past experiences I've seen, he's going to take advantage of it.
Yep, he's got size, and he's got a little bit of speed that just worked out well there. So
number 10, Connor Harris on for the extra point for South Lyon.
Connor Harris for the extra point.
Looked like some early movement on our right side. Gonna back him up 5.
Motion called against the Lions. The ball back 5 yards.
Harris from 17 out, or I'm sorry, 25 out. Oh, off the crossbar of the soccer net, but it's good.
Still,
27-7, your score with 12 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Well, I told you they'd earn some experience here in the first half, and it paid off at that last possession.
You totally did. And my concern is we got 12 seconds here, and we got a special teams need to shut it down here and get to the break, and then we can start talking about finding our way back into this thing.
Well, there's a whole second half out there.
Yep.
You know, we've got a lot to learn from what we saw in the first half. These kids are still hungry, they're eager, they're still playing really hard. You got all that for them, so it's not like you got a team at the end of the season downtrodden. They're not at all. They're all fired up.
No, absolutely not. And you really can't draw up a better way to close the first half like that. Of course, assuming we can close out this last 12 seconds. So 81, Brendan Locke on the touchdown. He will also handle the kickoff duties here. Each team with one timeout remaining in this first half. High pop-up, and that's unfortunate. So that'll start him up at the 35, I believe, right?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think you get that option anymore. It goes out of bounds, you take it at the 35.
Right.
You can't have him re-kick.
I know some coaches. We're off.
Well, you can, I guess. They did decline it. The refs said they were declining, and they will put it at the 35 now.
I know some coaches here that'll kneel on it. I know some coaches here
35-yard line
that'll throw one up. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Lions will drop. Looks like Dancer back just a little bit. He's moving up now. And they'll kneel on it. So that'll do it for the first half. Your score:
All right, the Knights taking
the Walled Lake Northern Knights 27, the South Lyon Lions 7. We'll be back with the second half shortly.
Stick around, ladies and gentlemen, for exciting.
Goings was deep to return, but it's a short kick fielded by 28. I believe that's Schaefer.
Schaefer again, yep.
Kickoff returned by number 28, Jack Schaefer.
Lions will have some good field position to start here again, about the 40-yard line. Just underway here in the second half. Lions with a big strike right before the half. They trail 27-7.
Lions at their own 40-yard line, just underway here in the second half.
But the lights are on. It's week 1 of high school football. Where else would you rather be, right?
Right here. Got our South Lyon Lions. A little momentum at the end of the first half, starting the half with the ball.
Let's see what Fracassi and crew can do. Nice little pass to the outside, and that's Dancer. Or no.
Yep.
Yes, it was.
Michael Dancer, number 2.
Trying to adjust to the new numbers for everyone.
Michael Dancer.
That's a guy we were talking about getting out in space. I like that as an opening play here.
Bonkowski.
8-9 yard pickup right there. And a lot quicker play.
Now,
Fracassi didn't look too long. He just got the ball right out there.
Yep.
For
I got to imagine they probably talked about that.
9 on the play, second
But
and 1.
and also, I mean, second and short's a great way to be playing football too. So, out of the gun, looks like number 4, Gill, gets the handoff, and he'll have enough for the first down.
You know, and last year he was a tough runner.
Number 4,
Not a big kid, but he is tough.
Yeah, I certainly recall that for sure, and being impressed by him not being as large as some of the tougher runners we've seen in the past. But
first and 10.
Sometimes you can't measure football mechanics in size.
No, especially at high school.
Dancer, ooh, heck of an effort by the young man to get what he could after that shot.
Oh yeah, and he reached forward to get a couple yards there. So
picked up a pair. We'll call it 2nd and 8. About 10 and a half to go here, third quarter. Dancer with it again. Picks his way across to, I thought he was about the 44. They're going to give him that mark.
We'll see where they mark it at, but it looked like about a 5-yard gain there for us.
And the tackle for the Knights 52, Marshall Mouton.
Looks like it'll be about 3rd and 5.
And you can see a little confidence in Fracassi and the offense, the offensive line, holding their own out there right now. Those are all good signs for the Lions. Student section even picking up again.
I was just going to say that. Student section hasn't died down at all. Lions will come out in the pistol, twins to each side. Deep back is number 5, Ian Goings. We got a flag. And I believe it's going to be on the center again.
Motion called against the Lions.
I saw the far official make that hand gesture we saw earlier.
Yeah. 5 yards. Repeat of 3rd down.
Big penalty there.
That Fracassi keeper kept worked at the end of the first half. We'll see what they do here.
Trips to the near side. Goings is the deep back. Dancer in motion. Looked like they were going to try and get it over to 15 there. That was Ronnie Menard, but just ran out of time.
Yep, and he literally got knocked down. I mean,
Brings up a punting situation for South Lyon.
Number 67, Kyle Arnaldi. Everybody was pushing back there.
Will Kelly.
Bringing up 4th down in a punting situation for the Lions.
Deep to punt for South Lyon.
Arnaldi's a big kid at 267.
Fair catch called at about the 18.
Carson Hesslinger with a
Carson Hesslinger. Knights will take over.
Ball up at the 18-yard line. 8:08 to go here in the third. Down.
8:08 to play, third quarter. Knights with their first possession of the second half. Come out in the shotgun. Give. Nice gain on the jet sweep. Number 15.
Thomas Poland.
Carry by number 15, Thomas Poland.
That's the first time we've said his name tonight.
Answer of Lions.
Second down and 2 as we approach the 7.5-minute mark here of the third quarter. Your score, South Lyon trailing the Walled Lake Northern Knights 27-7. Another jet
Holloway.
Sweep. Yep, and he's got an eye away. Looks like Dancer, number 15 too. And the coaching staff thought that ball was out.
The whole South Lyon bench was fired up over there, but it looked like they called them down.
Yes.
Also went on the tackle, 25, Jake Newman.
Jake Newman. It looked like Michael Dancer and crew were in there too.
That carry good enough for the first down for the Knights. 1st and 10, ball at the Knights' 40-yard line.
Those ends just got to do a better job of getting upfield and contain. And I know it's hard at this level. Again, like you say, it's easy for us to say.
I know it is. Yep, but well, we're not doing our job if we're not. Oh, ball's on the ground.
Balls.
Oh, it looks like it hopped up in one of the linemen's arms. It did. Oh, it was a quarterback. Sometimes that's how it goes.
Yep, it always bouncing your way.
Yep. We'll bring up a second down. We'll call it 12 with 6.5 to go here in the third. We'd like to thank you again for joining us. Alongside Brian McPhee, I'm Dan Pelchat with Matt Boyer on camera, bringing you this opening game of the season between the South Lyon Lions and the Walled Lake Northern Knights in the first conference game of the Lakes Valley Conference. Option to the right side. Couple Lions in there, 79 with the finisher. That's Cole Stalter.
Brendan Shelby, the ball carrier.
Makes it third and
also went on the tackle.
Third and 10.
Buckler picking up 3rd and 10 for the Knights.
And their offense has been pretty much 3 guys out there tonight. Shelby, the quarterback, and why hand it off the way he runs, and then Holloway.
Yes.
And Leibitz. Let me say that name again. I got it wrong. Libsey.
Yes, I did too. That's a tough one.
But we haven't seen him yet.
No, you're right. Or at least not as much. And I feel like the defense has done a good job here after the initial, call it 16 minutes. Open look there. Lions will be able to stop him short.
Quarterback's pass complete to number 15, Thomas Poland.
25, Jake Newman in on the stop.
Jake Newman for the Lions.
4th down and 4.
Looks like the punting team's coming out for Northern. Michael Dancer's dropping back deep.
Down in a punting situation, back deep for the Lions.
I like that.
Number 2, Michael Dancer.
You think they come after this here? Or are you trying to set up Dancer? I mean, it's a coin flip.
Right. Well, the way they've been snapping the ball.
Right. I wouldn't necessarily, well, hang on, that's incorrect. The first snap was pretty bad. That one sailed him. That one, while not great, I felt like maybe the punter just kind of mishandled it.
By Bonkowski to get that kick
Maybe he
off.
had a little bit of that last punt in his mind.
He might have, yes.
Sideline could be first
And now
10
knowing
at
that, if we get that position again, it may not be
Maybe we
a
do.
bad idea to go after him.
Right.
third quarter.
Lions are going to start, looks like 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. 4:59 remaining in this third quarter. Lions trail by 20, 27-7. Will Kelly with some hard yards there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice gain. Looked like about 4 at least.
Number 24, Will Kelly.
You know, and stopping them in that last series, good solid stop by the defense, forcing them to punt, getting the ball back. The Lions are settling down, and they're going to be
Second and 6 for
have a good
Lions.
second half here.
81. That's Brendan Locke to the near side. He has the Lion touchdown. I estimated about it was like a 54-yarder from Fracassi. Just a gem, right on a, like you said earlier. I mean, in stride beauty. And that's a nice run there. He's gonna
That.
Nice read by the sophomore.
Ball carried by number 16, Connor Fracassi. Tackled by number 35, Ty Geary of the Knights. That carry good enough for first down for the Lions.
You got to have a quarterback that'll pull it and go in order to make this offense work. You see teams that, we played some before where they had a quarterback that was gun shy, had a good arm. You can't run that spread without being able to run your quarterback.
And you're probably a little more familiar with it than I am, but you're right. I can see why the defense doesn't have to respect that part of the offense. They won't.
Exactly.
Gobbled up there in the backfield.
16 Fracassi, the ball carrier.
Loss of about 4 on the play. Yeah, they got a pretty good spot of it. We'll call it 3.
The bottom of the pile, bringing down the ball carrier 56, Shane Landino. Loss of about 3 on the play. Second and 13 for the Lions. Ball at their own 46-yard line.
Trips to the near side. Fracassi back to pass. Fires. Caught. It's Locke again. He's going to be awfully close to a first down. Depends on the spot. He's right on it. Oh, they're going to move the chains. First down, Lions to the 41.
Yamarino. That pass good enough for a first down. First and 10. Ball at the Knights' 41-yard line.
.237 and counting to play in this third quarter. Lions trying to get something going here. Will Kelly to the left of Fracassi. Option, pitch. Will Kelly just grinding.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I knew I knew he was going to look for the contact. He's going to be awfully close to another first down to about the 30, and they are going to move him again.
Yeah, Will Kelly, just a hard-nosed running football player. Knew where he had to get to and ran for the sticks and ran over the D-back.
First and 10 for the Lions. Ball at the Knights' 30-yard line.
First and 10 South Line, marked right at the 30 of the Knights.
That's the same play that we ran the first play that we fumbled on, and glad to see him come back to it and get the kids' confidence.
Well, you can see they needed to come back to it. That can be a very effective play. You can even fake that pitch and Fracassi keep it back to the play here. That looks like Gill up the middle.
For Ryan Gill,
well, I think Northern's strength on defense is up the middle, where they've got returning linemen, returning linebackers,
also helping on
and you have to soften that up a little bit by hitting that outside.
Just under a minute and a half to go now here in the third quarter.
Second and 7, ball at the 28-yard line.
Lions putting together a pretty impressive drive here. Trips to the near side. Fracassi in the pistol. Kelly behind him. Quick pass here to Michael Dancer. He's got some room. He's a problem in the open field. Inside the 10 to the 5. He's knocked out of bounds.
You got to love that open field running. You said that earlier. If you get him to the second level, it looks like he might have a cramp going.
33, Chad Burton.
He's shaking it off.
Before he gets inside the 5-yard line. The first and goal for the Lions.
1:07 left in this third quarter. Michael Dancer able to get the Lions down inside to the 5-yard line. And we do have an injury timeout on the field. It looks like a cramp. So we'll take a quick break too. Your score, the Knights of Walled Lake Northern 27, South Lions 7. Will Kelly to the right. Oh,
a lot of,
he moved.
Real estate out there.
Yeah. They ate it up.
They did, yeah.
40 seconds and counting to play in this third quarter. Second and goal.
Tackled by number 6, Ryan Grundy.
Looks like a loss of 1 on that play. Could be the final play of the third quarter here.
Second and goal for the Lions. Clock winding down.
Fracassi with the pitch. It's Gill. Fights his way to the 4. And that'll do it for the third quarter of play. Your score, the Northern Knights 27, your South Lyon Lions 7. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in just a moment.
Lions knocking at the door at the goal. The Lions.
Third and goal for South Lyon from just inside the 5. Fracassi out of the gun. And we had an early flinch, I'm almost certain.
Flag on the play, motion called against South Lyon. Move the ball back 5 yards.
Should put the Lions somewhere around the 9.
Hey folks, once again, that winning ticket number for the 50-50 raffle is 821-0604. 821-0604. If you have that winning ticket, come on up to the booth.
Fracassi rolling under duress. Gill incomplete. Will bring up a 4th and goal from the 9.
Next pass intended for number 4, Ryan Gill.
They had a lot of pressure on.
Almost immediately.
Oh, yeah. You could see the blitz coming up the middle, and Fracassi did a good job of getting away from it.
I agree. But I got to credit the Northern secondary. They rolled right with them.
Oh, yeah.
And he really had nowhere to go with it.
They had that sniffed out, and had Ryan caught that, he'd have been
he wouldn't
crunch right there.
Yeah. Looks like number 10, Connor Harris, on for what appears to be a 26-yard field goal attempt. And knuckles it off the upright.
Field goal attempt. No good. Hits the post. Probably tipped by number 10, Brian Bonkowski.
I don't know if that got tipped or not. They had a hell of a rush in on there.
Yes, right off the corner, absolutely. Well, with 11:49 to play in the fourth quarter, the Knights will take over at the... They put that to the 20, yes, sir. So they'll start at the 20. They lead it 27-7.
Chet's got the first round of drinks tonight, folks. All right, here we go, folks. Knights take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. 11:49 to go here in the game.
Gives the 21 out of the backfield. That is Cameron Libsbit. Libsite, thank you. Gotta love the hometown PA announcer helping us out.
Exactly. A little communication or something out there. We only had 10 guys on, and Trevor Weiss ran out at the last second. Actually, he ended up at the DN position and helped out with that play.
Little screen pass. Kelly in there on the tackle with a few other Lions. Looks like Newman, but not before Holloway picks up a Knight first down out to the 31.
Yeah, that outside is just killing us.
Newman working hard for the Lion defense. And that carry good enough for a first down. 1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line.
As these guys get experience, they develop somebody that's more of a coach on the field and talking and helping the coaches. That's when they'll really start to gel.
Knights come out in the pistol, trips to the near side, Holloway in motion. Holloway gets a pitch, and it is set up beautifully. Cross to the 45.
Back pitch out to number 11, Chandler Holloway.
Well-designed play there.
It sure was. And again, almost got to the quarterback, but Holloway was right there, and nobody was covering him at the time. They're going to have to try to read that out a little better.
Well, that's what's so tough about it. You eyes get big, you're going to the quarterback. Little do you know that he's got a weapon like that right out there in an open territory.
And when you cover that, there may be something else that's
exactly.
open.
So. Or he keeps it, right.
That's what's so tough about coaching.
Option to the near side. That's going to be our boy, 21, and I haven't been able to say his name.
Cameron Liebzeit.
Liebzeit. Cross midfield.
And 36, Ben Buckler in on the tackle.
Buckler in on the tackle.
Pick up about 6 yards on the play. 2nd and 4 for the Knights. Ball just inside the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line. 9:40 to go here in the game.
Trips to the far side. Shelby out of the gun. Lisbite to his left. They give it to him, and he's eating up. 55 was there first.
Quarterback handoff to 21.
Robbie Collage.
Thank you. Robbie.
Yeah, that sniffed out.
Yes, he did.
Jack Schaefer.
Schaefer in on there in the assist.
For the Lions.
Robbie might have been in the huddle when they called that, the way he was on
right?
top of that.
Just under 9 to go now, 8:49 and counting. Lions looking to get off the field here on a 3rd and 6. Out to Holloway, pulls it in, and he's going to have just enough for the first down.
Complete to number 11, Holloway. That pass good enough for a first down.
All about timing on those plays with those downfield blocks. You get there too early and it's coming back.
Catch is going to move the change. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And they had that sniffed out, but again, he just sidestepped the tackler and away he went.
Yeah, that's how it's designed. If you can make one man miss and then you got the other 3 guys at least a stalk block on them, they'll take that every time. Give up the middle. Lisbite again. He'll be close to another first down.
Ball carried by 21, Cameron Liebzeit. Tackled by 24, Will Kelly.
Kelly in on the stop for South Lyon.
2nd and 1 for the Knights.
They're mixing up their playbook a little bit here.
.7:30 and counting left to play in this 4th quarter. Lions trailing 27-7. Depends on the spot here. I don't think he got that.
No, I think they stopped him right at the line of scrimmage to no gain.
21, Cameron Liebzeit, the ball carrier.
I'm glad that we're not the only ones struggling with his name. The
Right.
PA announcer here has had it a couple different ways himself.
Tackle by a pride of Lions out there. It's coming up short of the first down, 3rd and 1 for the Knights.
Third down and less than a yard for the Knights. Out of the gun, trips to the near side. Low snap. Quarterback going to be awfully close.
Like they had about 8 guys in the box there, and may have stopped him short of it. No, they're moving the chains.
Yeah, it was at least going to get measured. I felt like that initial push was enough. I may be wrong, though. They're not moving that second part yet. Now they are.
And that carry is good enough for a first down.
The chain crew was moving regardless.
Ball at the 35-yard line.
That's a good home chain gang.
Yeah, no doubt.
20 to go.
6:24 and counting to play now here in the fourth quarter. The Knights working the clock here on this drive as they lead it by 20. Again, we'd like to thank you very much for joining us on this LVCsports.com presentation. Alongside Brian McPhee, I'm Dan Pelchat. Screen pass here to the near side, number 18, Benton Horton.
Benton Horton for the Knights.
Boy, it looked like we had a chance to pick that. They had it sniffed out pretty well and just got out of their reach.
Looks like a South Lyon timeout. That is their first. It will take a break too. Lions trailing by 20. 5:55 to play here in the fourth.
Shout out to the
Northern option out to Halloway. Looks like a gain of about 7.
36, Ben Buckler.
Buckler in on the stop.
They just got to get more guys to the ball on that sweep.
2nd and 3 for the Knights. Ball at the 17-yard line.
Now under 5.5 to go here in the fourth quarter at Walled Lake Northern High School. Knights inside the red zone. Facing a 2nd and 4. Low snap handled. And that's Lee's bite. And he'll run it in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Knights.
With exactly 5 to go, the Knights will go up 33-7.
And they made that look too easy. I don't know if we had a broken assignment out there or what, but that's unfortunate. They have been playing pretty good ball, the defense this second half, and to give up a touchdown like that, it's a little heartbreaking.
Extra point here from Holloway to put the Knights back up 27. Low liner. It's good. For a second there, Brian, I thought that had a shot to go over the soccer net, but just low enough to go into the concession stand area.
Yeah, I thought it was heading that way too. It just caught the fascia of the building out there.
Oh, well, we'll take a quick break and be back with the kickoff here in a moment. Is that Kelly, it looks like, 24 on the return. He's got some room to the outside.
Kelly.
He's had a good game here tonight.
Yeah, really has.
Will Kelly with the kickoff return.
No, they didn't use him that much on offense, but when he did here in the second half, he got some really tough yards, and he's made some huge hits out there.
Yeah, he's not one to shy away from the contact. We do have an injury timeout on the field. 4:53 to play fourth quarter. The Knights lead the Lions 34-7. We'll be back in a moment. Passes away. There's Locke. Pickup of about 7.
It's complete to number 81, Brendan Locke. Tackle by number 4, Brendan Willis. And number 10, Brian Bonkowski for the Knights. About 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2.
Lions trying to go hurry up here. Just under 4.5 to play left in this fourth quarter. Fracassi rolls to the far side, fires, complete to Michael Dancer on the far sideline. That looked nice.
Yeah, it did. It really did. And, I think you really got a size differential with Locke and the D-back that's out here on him that maybe they'll look back again that way.
I would agree with you. That's a good eye there, Brian. And he's proven he can catch the ball. So
really looks like a sure-handed receiver.
Yeah.
Nice size, pretty good speed.
Flag.
Almost looked like we forgot to snap the ball because half the line moved.
Move the ball back 5 yards.
We'll make it 1st and 15, 3:57 to play fourth quarter. And I'm just going to come right out and say it. Can you believe how cold it is up here tonight?
I had to go grab a jacket. I'm getting old. My blood's thinning out. And, yeah, it is cold out.
Fracassi under pressure. Buy some time. Lets one rip. He's got a man. It's Locke. And he's got it down inside the 7. What a play.
Scrambling quarterback pass complete to number 81, Brendan Locke on the far side.
No quit in this Lions team, and that's something to be proud of. 3:44 to play, fourth quarter. And a big play.
Point, you're playing for pride and for next week.
Yes.
You're building momentum, building confidence. In this second half, the Lions have really played much, much better.
First and goal, South Lyon from just inside the 7. Flag down. Fires, he has Will Kelly in for the touchdown. Let's see what the flag is.
Looks like it might be against the Lions.
Motion called against South Lyon. Bring the ball out.
Here we go for Cassi's pass. Locke, he's got it down to the 1.
Quarterback pass complete to number 81, Brendan Locke.
I think that's about 5 catches for that young man.
It's an 81 on 81.
Lions.
Not so easy.
No, absolutely not. Did a great job of getting to the ball with the body there. Oh, that one had some mustard on it.
Yes, it did.
Quarterback pass intended for number
3rd and goal from just inside the 2. 3:17 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Fracassi, he sneak in there? No signal. Yes, he is in.
The arms are up.
Great effort by the sophomore. He's had some ups and downs today, but a way to finish right there.
I thought he had a really good second half.
Yeah. So the Lions punch it in. Your score 34-13. Extra point to follow here. That's number 10. Connor Harris on for the extra point. Oh, and they're going to go for 2. It's Will Kelly. Kelly heading for the corner, and he's in. I don't think Northern expected him to snap that. I really didn't either.
For the 2-point conversion, 24, Will Kelly.
So with 3:10.
Captain Jack play that we ran in Panthers, and funny it works here in varsity.
Yeah, if you don't defend it right. 3:10 remaining fourth quarter. South Lyon trailing the Walled Lake Northern Knights 34-15, but finishing strong here in a week 1 matchup on the road. Maybe you aren't allowed to double stack anymore. Had a great kick. There's a flag. Someone may have had a little bit of an early start based on where that is.
Right.
Covering that onside kick, number 5, Carson Hesslinger for the Knights. There are flags on the play.
Locking the Lions will attempt that onside again. Popped it up and fielded at the 39-yard line. And number 14, Jake Haver.
And that kickoff recovered by number 14, Jake Haver, the special teams of the Knights. Three Knights ball, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. 3:07 left here in the game.
Our student section has some bright stuff going on
I
there,
see
huh?
that. Is it the flashlights on the phone?
Oh.
Handoff to 30.
36, Reese Moran.
Moran.
The Lions
Defense.
are going to be trying to strip that ball.
Tackle by
gotta make sure they tackle him first.
Yep.
Buckler. Lost about a yard.
Buckler credited with the tackle. Brings up 2nd and 12. We're under 2:40 to play
2nd and 12 for the
in the
Knights.
4th.
40. Clock's winding down here in the game.
Northern leading South Lyon 34-15. In the final minutes of this Week 1 matchup, the first in the history of the Lakes Valley Conference for South Lyon. Like you said, in there digging for the football.
Yeah. Well, that was a big pile of humanity there that turned out to be a standoff a little bit.
For South Lyon.
Call it a gain of 5.
Bobby Collage and 52, Ryan.
3rd down and 7 as we're under 2 to go now here in the 4th.
About 5 in the play, 3rd and 7 for the Knights. Clock winding down, 1:50 to go here in the game.
The Knights bringing in a new quarterback, giving some kids some playing time here with the big lead and just a minute or so and a half to go.
Timeout on the field. That will be South Lyon, and I believe that's their last. So we'll take a break.
And a timeout called by South Lyon.
Third down, about 12 to go for the Knights. Looks like 36. That is Reese Moran.
Quarterback handoff to number 36, Reese.
Timeout on the field. South Lyon.
Called by South
1:24 left to play here in the 4th. We'll step out.
I don't know if that was a bot play or design play.
I know. I punting situation for the Knights. Punt will be down with 1:13 left to play. The Lions
That punt down by number 2.
will take over, and a late flag. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be unsportsmanlike against the Knights. So that'll probably tack on 15 to where the ball is.
If that was excessive celebration or if somebody said the magic word.
Right.
Penalty called against the Knights in sportsmanlike conduct. Game.
Trips to the right. Fracassi back to pass. Fires incomplete. Intended for Dancer.
Pass intended for number
He was
2,
open
Michael
there.
Dancer.
I don't know if he stopped the route short or a little miscommunication there.
Covered by number 40, Dominic.
1:09 left to play here.
2nd and 10
In the
for
4th.
the Lions.
Yeah, Will Kelly split out wide. He's played all over the field tonight.
He's a utility guy. Going deep. Oh, and Locke almost pulled in another one.
Quarterback pass intended for number 81, Brendan Locke. Broken up by number 5, Carson Hasslinger. We got 3rd down and 10 for the Lions.
Fracassi back to pass. Has a man over here to the near side. Was number 9, James Haddock.
And he was open there. Unfortunately thrown over his head.
Just under a minute to go here in the game.
Five wide for the Lions. Fracassi back to pass. Has time. Fires, intercepted. And that's going to be a house call. No! Great effort by Fracassi to get over there.
It was.
I'll tell you what, I think if the individual who made the play would have just went for it, he might have had him. Fracassi showed some speed there and some pride, and I love it.
The linebacker tried to do a little fancy footwork, and Fracassi just kept going at him.
Yep. 48.7 left to play here in the fourth. Should be in for some kneel downs, and we'd ask you to stick around for a short post-game show. Brian and I will wrap things up and get us ready for week 2.
1st and 10 at the Lions' 24-yard line.
I think that was Fracassi's only mistake here in the second half. You know, really the tale of two games, what he did in the first half, and really improved in the second half up until that play right there. And when they know you're throwing, the defense has the advantage almost.
You're right. I mean, and let's remind everyone at home, and, you know, he's a sophomore. You know, you said it. You know, he's going to learn a lot. He's going to learn a lot in this week. He learned a lot in the first half. You said it. And you were right.
I think he may be a junior now after this game.
Yeah, okay. No, yeah, you're teasing me. I'm like, did I read that wrong?
No, he's a sophomore.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's going to do it here as the final seconds wind down. Your final score here tonight. The Walled Lake Northern Knights 34. The South Lyon Lions 15. We'll be back with a quick post-game show in a moment.
Winding down.
Well, Brian, we knew we were young, and I think we saw that. And you said it, though, early on. We learned a lot, and by the end of the game, we looked good. I mean, or at least a lot better.
Oh, yeah. If you take away the turnovers that we had out there, it's a much closer game. The second half, we only gave up 1 touchdown. And we missed an opportunity on our own end, so really close second half, if you look at it from that standpoint. I love how the kids responded. They never let down. And they had a chance to come back there in the second half. And our quarterback, a young kid there, Fracassi, did a great job in the second half. He learned a lot and just had the one mistake at the end of the game there.
Well, like you said, I mean, you're dropping back. They know you're passing. So, I mean, you're throwing into tight airspace anyway. So, lots of fight from this team. You know, cliche it up as much as I can here. You get better from week 1 to week 2, better than any other week. So we'll go ahead and put this one in the books. Again, your final score: Lions fall tonight to Walled Lake Northern 34-15. But let's talk about our players of the game. We'll start with our Pins player of the game. This one was pretty easy for us. We gave it to the sophomore, number 81, Brendan Locke, with a big touchdown pass to close up that first half.
Yes, I mean it was a great play. You couldn't tell that they had a bad first half. The way that play went, I mean it was excellent. He was wide open. Fracassi threw a great strike to him, and he just outran the D-back into the end zone.
Yeah.
And I think he had 4 or 5 other catches across the middle, one for a first down. At the end of the drive for the touchdown there, he just showed a lot of stamina. He didn't look like a sophomore at all.
No, he really doesn't. He doesn't from up here. As the way he plays and his build, he made a great catch down there at the 1, you're right. So, Brendan Locke, you're our Pins player of the game, and a familiar name for our tough guy here tonight.
Yep, Will Kelly. He put some hits on guys. There's some guys taking aspirin right now for running into number 24.
You know, it's funny. You do these games. It's a seasonal thing. As soon as I saw 24, I was happy to see that he was back. You kind of forget who necessarily will be back. And Will Kelly not missing a beat here tonight, just laying the hammer down.
Oh yeah, and doing it on both sides of the ball.
That's true.
He runs the ball like a defensive player. You saw him run over that cornerback for a first down.
Yeah.
He just puts his head down and goes.
Yeah.
And that gets the rest of the team fired up too.
Oh, absolutely.
You have players like that out there. They're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, everyone loves to hit. It's the real sick ones that like to get hit. So nice game by Mr. Kelly tonight. So let's take a quick look ahead to week 2. We are at home against, it is Waterford Kettering, we think.
So.
We think. Someone fact check us. We don't have internet up here, I'm teasing. But no, we're pretty sure it's Waterford Kettering. It's one of the Waterford schools. We'll be at the Jungle. It's still a Thursday night game. So Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Bring the milk jugs, and hopefully we won't need the blankets, but
right.
We could have used them tonight, I'll tell you that. But that's about it for me. Brian, you got anything else to add here tonight?
No, it's just exciting to see the team out here.
Yeah.
I think the coaches made a difference in the second half, and you got to remember it's a team sport. They really responded well.
Yeah.
So really anxious to see how the rest of the season goes here. This was a tough team.
Yeah.
They had a lot of returning starters. They finished second in the league last year at 6-3, and they haven't really lost much this year. So I think we had a good showing here.
I'm glad you mentioned that, and I want to add to that. I think we saw a playoff team here tonight in Walled Lake Northern. The lines are going to get better. I know that. The coaching staff knows that, and I'm excited to see it build up throughout the season. And we hope to see you out next week at the Jungle. Like I said, bring the milk jugs, and like I said, hopefully we don't need the blankets. For Brian McPhee, I'm Dan Pelchat. Matt Boyer on camera. Remember, everybody, it's a great day to be living in America, and we'll see you next time.